So I will yield back and recognize my friend Senator Reid.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. First, let me begin by saluting General Kurilla and General Cavoli, outstanding soldiers who've left a distinguished legacy. Admiral Cooper, we have something sort of in common. My father served in the United States Navy in World War II and inspired me to go to West Point, and your father served in the United States Army in World War II and inspired you to go to the Navy. So we have something in common.
Yes, sir.
One of the critical issues at the moment is the possibility of Iranian and Russian collaboration, which touches both CENTCOM and EUCOM. The foreign minister was just in Moscow, I believe, yesterday. The Iranians have provided significant support to their fight against Ukraine, and I'm sure at this point they're demanding reciprocal support. Both General Grinkovich and Admiral Cooper, from a military perspective, what happens if the Iranians and the Russians begin to collaborate more closely in supplying the Iranians with equipment or with technicians or with a whole range of things? Admiral Cooper, please.
Senator, thank you for that. First, I think I'd note the Iranian and Russian collaboration. I'd also add into that mix the collaboration with North Korea and China. I think at the strategic level, that emerging axis is troubling and one that we'll have to keep our eye on, and if confirmed, I will absolutely do that. We've certainly seen the tactical implications of support from Iran to Russia. We've seen tactical implications of Chinese companies providing sensors and weapons and components to Iran, who ship them to the Houthis, who shoot them at Americans. I think we need to call those types of things out more, but clearly that emerging foursome, that axis is one that we need to pay attention to.
Thank you. And General Grinkovich.
Yeah, sir, I agree with my good friend Admiral Cooper on this. From a European perspective, the Iranian supplying of drones to the Russians and their extensive use in Ukraine has contributed to countless numbers of casualties. And so that is one thing that I do agree we need to keep a close eye on. But no doubt in my mind, we've seen the use of North Korean troops in the Russian fight in Ukraine. And of course, China is providing economic support to the entire group of these, this adversary alignment that we start to see. In a future context, as we start to think about potential conflicts against great powers, we do need to worry about the potential for simultaneity of those conflicts and think about how we posture ourselves and our allies to help deal with that. And that's one reason I think the increased spending that we're seeing from our NATO partners is going to be absolutely essential to success of the alliance moving forward.
I think your experience, Admiral Cooper, in the Middle East is that it's not a linear process there. Things happen which are quite unexpected. And one aspect of this, and it was pointed out by Vali Nasser, who's one of the more perceptive commentators about the area, is that Iran might draw the lesson that their only deterrence is to have a nuclear weapon, and it could accelerate its process of trying to obtain a weapon. What's your assessment of the possibility of that?
Senator, I think as we sit here now, it's a very dynamic time. I'd be reluctant to make a strategic assessment or tactical assessment. I think that's best done by the intelligence community in the coming days. But for sure, the thing I think that we need to do right now, and we are doing with clarity, is making sure our men and women are safe in the Middle East. And that's where our focus is today, sir.
Oh, thank you. A final question for Admiral Cooper. The proxy network of the Iranians has been significantly degraded by Israeli attacks primarily, but also other factors, the change in leadership in Syria. How are we going to continue that denigration of the proxies? That's one aspect of it. Second, do you sense, and this might be reserved for the closed session, that those proxies will eventually come back to the Iranians and start being active?
So first, I would agree that proxies are significantly degraded, particularly Hamas and Hezbollah. If confirmed, it would be a priority of mine to deter conflict through both the deterrence of Iran and those proxies. I think we're going to have to continue to watch them very closely. While those two proxies have been degraded, we still have the Iranian-aligned militia groups that are out there, as well as the Houthis currently in a ceasefire with us.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you very much.